Have you ever pondered the mysteries of creation? How a single thought, a silent whisper in the stillness of your mind, has the power to shape the course of your life? Pause for a moment and consider this profound truth. Everything you have ever wished for, whether in fleeting moments of hope or in the quiet depths of despair, has been planted like a seed in the fertile soil of the unseen world. The question is not whether your wish has been heard, it has, but whether you possess the patience and faith to allow it to bloom. There is a sacred power in silence. It is written in Scripture that be still and know that I am God. These words are not a mere suggestion, but an eternal invitation to tap into the infinite power of creation itself. In the silence, you align with the divine, the very essence of life that has been breathed into you. Silence is where the Creator meets the created, where your deepest desires take root, and where miracles are quietly born. Imagine a life where you no longer feel the need to struggle or force outcomes. A life where you trust the quiet assurance of your inner voice, knowing it carries the authority of heaven itself. What if you could live with the unshakable conviction that the universe is conspiring to fulfill every righteous desire of your heart? Would you dare to let go of doubt and speak less, trusting that your silence holds more power than your words ever could? Ask yourself this: have you been too quick to share your dreams, seeking validation from others who may not understand the depth of your vision? Have you, in moments of weakness, allowed the noise of the world to drown out the still, small voice of your faith? If so, know this: it is never too late to reclaim the sacred power of silence. There is a divine rhythm to creation. Just as the seed must rest in the earth before it can break through the soil, so too must your wishes remain in the silence of your heart before they manifest in the world. Every word you speak, every action you take, must flow from this place of quiet conviction. The moment you scatter your energy by speaking prematurely or seeking approval, you interrupt the process and delay your blessing. Throughout history, great minds and spiritual leaders have understood this truth. They knew that silence is not passive but profoundly active. It is the place where faith is forged, where patience is perfected, and where clarity is born. In silence, you align yourself with the infinite, the source of all that is, was, and ever will be. But silence is not simply the absence of sound. It is the presence of peace. It is the unwavering belief that what you have asked for in prayer is already yours. It is the ability to remain calm in the face of chaos, to trust the process even when the outcome is not yet visible. Silence is the fertile ground where faith grows and where the impossible becomes possible. When you are silent, you declare to the universe that you trust it to fulfill its promise. You relinquish the need to control, manipulate, or force outcomes, and instead you rest in the certainty of your faith. This is not weakness, but strength that comes from knowing you are co-creating with the Almighty, who can never fail. So I ask you again, are you willing to be silent? Are you ready to let go of the noise and distractions that have kept you from fully embracing your power? Will you trust that your silence is enough, that your wishes have already been set into motion? Remember, the Creator is not moved by the volume of your words, but by the sincerity of your heart. Be silent, not out of fear or doubt, but out of unwavering faith. Let your silence be a testament to your belief that what you have asked for is already on its way. In this sacred space of stillness, you will find the peace, power, and presence you need to see your desires come to life. Stay with me, for what comes next will reveal the 7 profound truths about how silence can transform your life and bring your deepest wishes into reality. Together we will uncover the wisdom that has been hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to claim it. Silence is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the finite and the infinite. It is not merely the absence of sound, but the presence of something far greater, divine power. When you silence the noise of the world, you step into a sacred space where the mysteries of creation unfold. It is here, in this quiet sanctuary, that you align yourself with the infinite intelligence that governs the universe. Consider this: the Creator spoke the world into existence not through endless chatter, but with intentional, deliberate words. The act of creation itself began in silence, in the stillness of eternity. Before there was light, there was the silent void, brimming with infinite potential. This same potential resides within you, waiting for the stillness of your mind to awaken it. When you embrace silence, you mirror the Creator's own process, allowing your wishes to emerge from the unseen into reality. Think of silence as a womb, a place where dreams gestate, where desires take root. Just as a seed must rest in the earth, shielded from the harshness of the outside world, so too must your deepest wishes be protected in the silence of your heart. In this sacred stillness, the divine begins to move on your behalf, orchestrating events and aligning circumstances to bring your desires to fruition. But this process requires your cooperation. You must resist the urge to dig up the seed by speaking prematurely or doubting its growth. Trust that the power of the divine is already at work. The scriptures remind us, "Be still and know that I am God." This command is not a passive suggestion, it is an active invitation to step into the flow of divine power. When you are still, you create space for the Creator to act. You surrender your limited understanding and allow the infinite intelligence of the universe to take over. In this state, miracles happen not because you force them, but because you aligned yourself with the natural order of creation. Silence also purifies your intentions. In the absence of noise, you can hear the true desires of your heart, unclouded by the distractions and doubts of the world. It is in silence that you connect with your higher self, the part of you that knows no lack or limitation. This connection is vital because it allows you to align your wishes with the will of the divine. When your desires flow from a place of purity and alignment, they are no longer mere wishes, they become promises waiting to be fulfilled. But silence is not without its challenges. The world around you is noisy, clamoring for your attention with every passing moment. It tempts you to react, to speak, to act impulsively. Yet the power of silence lies in your ability to resist these distractions. It is in the discipline of holding your tongue, of quieting your thoughts, that you tap into a strength greater than your own. This strength is the divine power within you, waiting to be unleashed. Silence is also a declaration of faith. When you choose to be silent, you are telling the universe, "I trust that my wish is already fulfilled." You are affirming that the unseen is more real to you than the seen, that the promise of your heart is as good as done. This kind of faith moves mountains not because of your effort, but because of your alignment with the divine. In silence, your faith becomes a magnet, drawing to you the people, resources, and opportunities needed to manifest your desires. This alignment is not about doing, but about being. It is about resting in the knowledge that the divine power within you is sufficient. You do not need to strive or struggle, you need only to trust and align. When you are silent, you create a space for the divine to work through you and for you. You become a vessel for infinite possibilities, a conduit for the miraculous. So the next time you feel the urge to speak, to explain, or to defend your dreams, pause. Enter the silence. In this sacred space, you will find the strength, the clarity, and the power you need. You will discover that in aligning with the divine through silence, you are not only wishing for your desires, but actively creating them. Silence is not empty. It is full of the infinite power of creation itself. Trusting the process is not an act of blind hope, but an expression of deep faith. It is the quiet assurance that every prayer, every desire, and every silent wish has been heard by the divine. In the scriptures, we are reminded that He has made everything beautiful in its time. These words hold a profound truth. There is a divine order to all things, a rhythm that orchestrates the universe. When you trust this process, you align yourself with the Creator's perfect timing and wisdom. But how often do we resist this truth? How often do we grow impatient, wanting our desires to manifest immediately? The temptation to rush, to doubt, or to force the outcome is strong, especially in a world that thrives on instant gratification. Yet faith demands patience. It requires you to rest in the knowledge that what you have asked for is already in motion, even if it is not yet visible. Trusting the process begins with understanding that the Creator is always at work, even in silence. Just as the roots of a tree grow unseen beneath the soil, so too does the divine work beneath the surface of your life. You may not see the evidence right away, but that does not mean your wish has been forgotten. The Creator moves in ways beyond human understanding, weaving together circumstances and aligning events in perfect harmony. Your role is not to question how or when, but to trust that it will be done. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and imprisoned unjustly, Joseph could have easily lost hope. Yet he trusted the process. Through every trial, he remained faithful, knowing that the Creator had a greater plan for his life. In time, Joseph rose to a position of power, becoming a vessel for the salvation of many. His story is a testament to the power of trusting the process, even when the path seems unclear. The same is true for you. When you trust the process, you open yourself to the blessings that are waiting for you. Doubt and impatience only serve to block these blessings, disrupting the divine flow of creation. Trust, on the other hand, acts as a key, unlocking doors that no man can shut. It allows you to walk in peace, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. Trusting the process also requires surrender. This does not mean giving up on your desires, but releasing the need to control every detail. It is an act of humility, a recognition that the Creator's wisdom far surpasses your own. In surrendering, you make room for miracles, for outcomes that are greater than anything you could have imagined. Remember the words of the scripture, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." These plans are already in motion. Your job is simply to trust. Prayer and meditation are powerful tools in cultivating this trust. When you pray, you are not begging for your desires, but affirming your faith in their fulfillment. In meditation, you quiet your mind and listen for the still, small voice of the divine, reminding you that all is well. These practices anchor you in the present moment, where trust resides. They help you resist the urge to worry about the future or dwell on the past, grounding you in the certainty that the Creator's timing is perfect. Trusting the process also brings peace, a peace that surpasses all understanding. This peace allows you to navigate life's uncertainties with grace, knowing that every challenge is part of the journey. Even in moments of delay or disappointment, you can rest assured that the Creator is working all things together for your good. Every setback is a setup for something greater, every detour a part of the divine design. How do you trust the process? By aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with your faith. Speak as though your wish has already been granted. Act as though you are walking in your answered prayer. Hold on to the vision of your desired outcome, not with desperation, but with quiet confidence. This is the essence of faith, believing in what you cannot see, trusting in what you cannot yet touch. The Creator is faithful. He does not plant a desire in your heart without the intention of fulfilling it. Trust that every step you take is guided, every moment is purposeful. In trusting the process, you demonstrate your belief in the infinite power of the divine. You affirm that His timing is perfect, His plans are flawless, and His promises are true. Trust, and watch as the unseen becomes seen, the impossible becomes possible, and your every wish is brought to life. Guarding your dreams is not just a matter of discipline, but a spiritual act of faith. Your dreams, those silent wishes planted deep within your heart, are sacred gifts from the Creator. They are not random desires, but divine whispers, calling you to a greater purpose. To guard your dreams is to honor the sacred trust placed within you, protecting them from doubt, negativity, and the distractions of the world. In the scriptures, we are taught to keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. Your heart is the soil in which your dreams are sown. If you allow weeds of fear, doubt, or criticism to take root, they can choke the life out of your vision before it has a chance to grow. This is why guarding your dreams is so crucial. It is not about being secretive or aloof, but about preserving the purity and strength of your faith. Too often we are tempted to share our dreams with others in search of validation or encouragement. While this can be uplifting when done wisely, it also carries risks. Not everyone will understand your vision. Some may dismiss it, discourage you, or even project their own fears and limitations onto your dream. These reactions, whether intentional or not, can sow seeds of doubt in your mind. Remember, Joseph shared his dreams with his brothers, only to face betrayal and hostility. His story serves as a powerful reminder that not every ear is ready to hear what God has placed in your heart. Guarding your dreams requires discernment. Ask yourself, who are you sharing your vision with? Are they people who uplift your spirit and strengthen your faith? Or do they drain your energy and plant seeds of doubt? Choose wisely. Seek counsel from those who walk in alignment with the same divine principles that guide you. These individuals will nurture your dreams, offering wisdom and encouragement without judgment. Beyond the external influences, guarding your dreams also means protecting them from the internal battles of the mind. The enemy of your vision often lies within, in the form of fear, procrastination, or self-doubt. These inner voices whisper lies, telling you that you are not capable, not worthy, or that your dream is too big. But remember this, if the Creator has placed the vision in your heart, He has also given you the ability to bring it to life. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me is not just a verse, it is a verse, it is. Hold on to it. Prayer and meditation are your shields in this battle. When you feel your faith wavering, turn to prayer to realign your heart with the divine. In meditation, quiet the noise of the world and listen for the voice of truth, reminding you of the strength and power within. These practices not only guard your dreams but also fortify your spirit, giving you the courage to keep moving forward. Guarding your dreams also means taking deliberate actions that align with your vision. Be mindful of the environments you place yourself in, the conversations you engage in, and the content you consume. Surround yourself with positivity and inspiration. Feed your mind with thoughts that uplift and encourage you. Your dream is a delicate flame. Do not let the winds of negativity extinguish it. Instead, protect it, nurture it, and let it grow stronger until it becomes an unshakable fire. Guarding your dreams requires patience. The journey to fulfillment is often long and filled with challenges. Do not let impatience or frustration lead you to compromise your vision. Remember, the Creator's timing is perfect. Your dream will manifest at the appointed time, not a moment too soon or too late. Trust this process and guard your heart against the temptation to give up or settle for less. Your dream is a divine gift, a sacred seed that holds the potential to transform not only your life but the lives of others. Guard it fiercely, protect it diligently, and nurture it with faith and action. In doing so, you honor the Creator and step into the fullness of the life you were destined to live. Focusing your energy is the cornerstone of manifesting your dreams and desires. Energy, like a stream of water, is most powerful when directed with precision. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align with your vision, they create a force so strong that even the impossible becomes possible. This is not merely a motivational idea, but a profound spiritual principle. The Creator has endowed you with the ability to channel your energy, shaping the unseen into the seen. The scriptures teach us, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. This speaks to the scattered energy of divided focus. When your thoughts waver, when you oscillate between faith and doubt, you weaken the power of your intentions. To focus your energy is to gather all parts of yourself, your mind, your heart and spirit, and direct them toward your goal with unwavering determination. It is a conscious decision to eliminate distractions and align with the Creator's will for your life. Consider the sun. When its rays are scattered, they provide warmth and light. But when those rays are focused through a magnifying glass, they generate fire. Similarly, your energy, when diffused, has little impact. But when concentrated, it can ignite your dreams into reality. The question is, are you focusing your energy, or are you allowing it to be scattered by doubts, fears, and unnecessary distractions? Focusing your energy begins with clarity. What do you truly desire? Have you taken the time to articulate your vision, to see it clearly in your mind's eye? The Creator moves in alignment with your clarity of purpose. Vague wishes yield vague results, but a focused vision opens the gates of heaven. In prayer, be specific. Speak to the Creator with confidence, describing your desire in detail. Trust that what you seek has already been granted and channel your energy toward that belief. Eliminating distractions is also a crucial step. The modern world is filled with noise, constant demands on your attention from social media, endless responsibilities, and the opinions of others. These distractions can drain your energy, leaving little left for what truly matters. To focus your energy, you must be disciplined in guarding your time and attention. Create sacred moments of solitude where you can reconnect with your vision and align with the Creator. These moments of intentional focus are not luxuries but necessities for manifesting your desires. Emotions are another powerful aspect of energy. When you focus on your vision, let your emotions align with it. Feel the joy, gratitude, and excitement of already having what you desire. The Creator responds to faith, and faith is not just a thought but an emotion, a deep, unshakable feeling that your wish is already fulfilled. Avoid dwelling on fear, worry, or lack, as these emotions scatter your energy and delay your blessings. Instead, cultivate feelings that uplift and empower you. Action is the physical expression of focused energy. Faith without works is dead, as the scriptures remind us. Once you have aligned your thoughts and emotions, let your actions reflect your belief in the fulfillment of your desires. Every step you take, no matter how small, should move you closer to your vision. This alignment between thought, emotion, and action creates a powerful synergy that propels you toward your goal. Prayer and meditation are essential tools in maintaining focus. In prayer, you affirm your vision, reinforcing your faith and intention. In meditation, you quiet the distractions of the mind, creating space for divine guidance and clarity. These practices anchor you in the present moment, where your energy is most potent. The past is gone, and the future is yet to come, but in the present you hold the power to create. Trust that the Creator amplifies your focused energy. When you align yourself with divine will, your efforts are multiplied. Doors that seemed closed will open, opportunities will arise, and circumstances will shift in your favor. This is the power of focused energy combined with faith. It moves mountains, not through struggle but through alignment. Focus your energy and watch as your vision begins to take shape. Let your thoughts, emotions, and actions work in harmony, creating a force so strong that nothing can stand in its way. You were created with this power. Use it wisely and see how the Creator works through you to bring your dreams to life. Inner peace is not a mere absence of conflict, but the presence of divine assurance within your soul. It is the calm that arises when you trust in the Creator's plan, knowing that every step of your journey is guided by His infinite wisdom. Embracing inner peace is not about escaping challenges, but about standing firm in the midst of them, confident that the power of God within you is greater than any obstacle before you. The scriptures remind us, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." These words carry a profound promise. The peace of the divine is unlike anything the world can offer. It is not dependent on circumstances but rooted in eternal truth. When you embrace this peace, you become unshakable, no longer swayed by the storms of life or the voices of doubt. Inner peace begins with stillness, a quieting of the mind and spirit. In the hustle and noise of daily life, it is easy to lose sight of the divine presence within. Yet it is in the stillness that you hear the Creator's voice, guiding and reassuring you. Meditation and prayer are powerful practices for cultivating this stillness. Through them, you create a sacred space where peace can dwell, a refuge from the chaos of the world. This peace is not passive but profoundly active. It empowers you to respond to life's challenges with grace and wisdom. When difficulties arise, as they inevitably will, inner peace gives you the clarity to see beyond the immediate problem. It reminds you that every challenge is temporary, a stepping stone on the path to your destiny. Instead of reacting with fear or frustration, you can face these moments with a calm heart, trusting that the Creator is working all things together for your good. Embracing inner peace also requires releasing the burdens that weigh you down. Worry, guilt, and resentment are heavy chains that keep you from moving forward. The scriptures urge us to cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. This act of surrender is not a sign of weakness but of faith. By releasing your burdens to the Creator, you make room for His peace to fill your heart. You acknowledge that He is in control, freeing yourself from the need to carry what was never yours to bear. Inner peace is a shield against negativity. The world is filled with voices that seek to distract, discourage, and dishearten you. But when you are anchored in peace, these voices lose their power. You no longer need to prove yourself or seek validation from others. You understand that your worth comes from the Creator alone, and this realization liberates you. With peace as your foundation, you can walk confidently, unbothered by the opinions or actions of others. Gratitude is another key to embracing inner peace. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you align yourself with the abundance of the divine. Gratitude shifts your perspective, reminding you of the blessings already present in your life. It is difficult to feel anxious or fearful when your heart is full of thanks. In moments of doubt, pause and reflect on the goodness of God. Let gratitude lead you back to peace. Inner peace connects you to the Creator's timing. It teaches you patience, reminding you that everything unfolds according to His perfect plan. You do not need to rush or force outcomes. Instead, you can rest in the assurance that what is meant for you will come at the appointed time. This trust allows you to live fully in the present moment, free from the fear of what lies ahead. To embrace inner peace is to embrace the power of the divine within you. It is to walk through life with a calm heart and a steady spirit, unshaken by the trials that come your way. This peace is your inheritance, a gift from the Creator that sustains and strengthens you. When you cultivate this peace, you create an unbreakable connection to the source of all power and wisdom. Let this peace guide you, protect you, and lead you to the fulfillment of your dreams. The words you speak are not just sounds, they are seeds sown into the fabric of creation. Each word carries energy, shaping your reality in ways you may not immediately see. Speaking only with purpose is an act of faith, discipline, and alignment with the divine. It is a conscious choice to use your voice as a tool for creation rather than a weapon of destruction. The scriptures remind us death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. This profound truth calls us to reflect deeply on how we wield this powerful gift. To speak with purpose is to understand that your words have weight. Every time you speak, you send vibrations into the universe, vibrations that either build or destroy. Idle talk, negativity, and complaints scatter your energy and weaken your faith. On the other hand, purposeful words align with the Creator's plan, reinforcing your vision and bringing you closer to your desires. The question is, are you speaking life into your dreams, or are you unknowingly sabotaging them with careless words? Purposeful speech begins with intentionality. Before you speak, pause and ask yourself, does this word uplift or tear down? Does it reflect faith or doubt? The silence before your words is a sacred moment where you can align your heart and mind with the Creator. In this pause, you allow the divine to guide your speech, ensuring that what you say is in harmony with your highest purpose. Consider the story of creation itself. The Creator did not speak endlessly but spoke with precision and intention. Let there be light, and there was light. Every word was purposeful, deliberate, and aligned with the vision of what was to be. You, made in the image of the Creator, possess this same power. When you speak with purpose, you mirror the divine, shaping your world with clarity and confidence. However, this discipline is not easy. The world around you often tempts you to speak out of frustration, fear, or the need for validation. In moments of challenge, it is all too easy to complain or vent, scattering the energy you need to move forward. But remember, the scriptures urge that no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification, that it may impart grace to the hearers. This includes the words you speak to yourself. Negative self-talk is just as damaging, if not more so. than words spoken to others. Guard your speech both outward and inward, as you would guard a treasure. Speaking with purpose also requires you to be selective about whom you share your vision with. Not every ear is meant to hear your dreams, and not every heart will nurture your aspirations. The story of Joseph, who shared his dreams with his brothers only to face betrayal, is a powerful reminder of this truth. Speak your dreams in places where they will be protected and nurtured, not dismissed or diminished. Purposeful speech is not just about what you say, but also about when, where, and to whom you say it. Prayer is one of the most purposeful forms of speech. When you pray, you align your words with the will of the Creator, affirming your faith in the fulfillment of your desires. Prayer is not about begging or pleading, but about declaring with confidence what you know to be true in the unseen realm. It is a dialogue with the divine, a sacred act of co-creation. Through prayer, you learn to speak with clarity, intention, and faith, training your tongue to become a tool of purpose. Purposeful speech is also tied to gratitude. When your words are filled with thanks, you shift your focus from lack to abundance. Gratitude amplifies your faith, reinforcing the belief that your desires are already fulfilled. Instead of saying, "I wish I had," say, "I am grateful that I have." This shift in language transforms your perspective and aligns your energy with the Creator's abundance. Another essential aspect of speaking with purpose is speaking life into others. Your words have the power to uplift, inspire, and heal. When you speak encouragement to someone, you become a vessel of the Creator's love and grace. This act of service not only strengthens those around you, but also reinforces your alignment with the divine. Purposeful speech extends beyond your own dreams and desires. It becomes a way to bless and build up others, creating a ripple effect of positivity. Speaking with purpose requires faith. There will be times when doubt and fear tempt you to speak words that contradict your vision. In these moments, hold on to the promise that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Trust that the Creator is faithful and that your words, when aligned with His will, carry the power to bring your desires into reality. To speak with purpose is to honor the sacred power of your voice. It is to use your words as instruments of creation, aligning them with your faith, vision, and divine purpose. As you discipline your speech, you will find that your words become sharper, stronger, and more effective. They will no longer be scattered seeds, but deliberate acts of creation, shaping a life that reflects the fullness of the Creator's promises. Speak life, speak faith, and speak purposefully, and watch as your words transform your world. Silence is not the absence of words, but the presence of profound trust. It is an act of surrender, a declaration of faith in the unseen power of the divine. To be silent is to affirm that your desires are already being fulfilled, even if the evidence has not yet appeared in the physical world. This silence is not born of fear or hesitation, but of confidence in the Creator's promises. The scriptures remind us, "In quietness and trust is your strength." This powerful verse reveals the divine principle that silence, coupled with faith, is a source of strength. When you choose silence, you step into alignment with the Creator, demonstrating your trust in His timing and wisdom. It is an act of reverence, acknowledging that His ways are higher than yours and that His plans are always perfect. Silence as a declaration of faith is not passive. It is deeply active. It requires you to quiet the noise of doubt, fear, and impatience within your heart. This inner stillness creates space for the Creator to work, allowing Him to bring about your desires in ways that exceed your understanding. When you speak less and trust more, you align yourself with the natural flow of creation. Like the seed buried in the soil, your dreams need time and silence to grow. The story of Jesus calming the storm illustrates the power of silence as faith. In the midst of chaos, when the disciples were overcome with fear, Jesus spoke, "Peace, be still." His words carried authority because they arose from a place of unshakable faith. The storm obeyed because he trusted the Creator's power fully. In the same way, your silence in the face of uncertainty declares to the universe that you trust the Creator to calm the storms in your life. But silence does not mean doing nothing. It means refraining from unnecessary words that stem from fear or doubt. It means resisting the urge to justify, defend, or explain yourself. Too often we scatter our energy by speaking prematurely, seeking validation from others, or complaining about circumstances. These words dilute the power of your faith and disrupt the process of manifestation. Silence, on the other hand, gathers your energy, focusing it like a laser on your desires. Silence also signifies surrender. When you are silent, you release the need to control every detail, trusting that the Creator's wisdom far surpasses your own. This surrender is an act of faith, a recognition that what you have asked for in prayer is already on its way. It is an acknowledgement that your role is to believe and act in alignment with your desires, not to force or manipulate outcomes. As the scriptures say, "Be still and know that I am God." In the silence, you allow the divine to speak. This sacred stillness is where you hear the Creator's guidance, feel His reassurance, and experience His presence. It is in these quiet moments that you strengthen your connection to the source of all power. Prayer often begins with words, but its deepest moments are found in silence, where your heart communes with the Creator without the need for language. This silent prayer is a declaration of your faith, a testament to your trust in the unseen. Silence also protects your dreams. When you keep your desires within the sacred space of your heart, you shield them from the doubts and negativity of others. Not everyone will understand your vision, and not everyone is meant to hear it. By remaining silent, you preserve the purity of your faith, allowing your dreams to grow undisturbed until they are ready to manifest. Remember, even the most delicate seed needs the darkness of the soil to sprout. Another powerful aspect of silence is its ability to disarm opposition. When you choose not to engage in arguments, criticism, or negativity, you rise above the noise of the world. This silence is not weakness but wisdom. It is a refusal to waste your energy on what does not serve your higher purpose. By staying silent, you maintain your focus and strength, channeling your energy toward what truly matters. Silence as a declaration of faith is also a testament to patience. Faith requires time, and silence demonstrates your willingness to wait for the Creator's perfect timing. It shows that you trust the process even when the path ahead is unclear. This patience is not passive but active, rooted in the belief that the Creator is always at work behind the scenes, orchestrating events for your good. Silence allows you to embody the reality of your desires. When you are silent, you act as though your wishes are already fulfilled. This is the essence of faith, believing in what you cannot see and speaking less because you know it is already done. Silence becomes your testimony, a living declaration of your trust in the Creator's promises. To be silent is to stand firm in your faith, to trust the unseen with unwavering confidence. It is a powerful act of surrender, patience, and alignment with the divine. When you embrace silence as a declaration of faith, you step into the fullness of your power, allowing the Creator to work through you and for you. Speak less, trust more, and let your silence be the loudest expression of your belief in the miracles yet to come. As we draw to a close, let us reflect on the sacred journey we have undertaken together. From the transformative power of silence to the unwavering trust in the process. From guarding your dreams with faith to focusing your energy with purpose. And from embracing inner peace to speaking with intention, we have uncovered timeless truths that align us with the infinite power of the divine. Each of these principles serves as a guiding light, showing us how to live a life that reflects our highest calling. Faith is not a fleeting emotion or a passive belief. It is an active living force, a commitment to trust in what cannot yet be seen, but is already set in motion by the Creator. When you align your thoughts, words, and actions with this faith, you unlock the door to limitless possibilities. Your dreams are not just wishes, they are divine seeds planted within you, waiting for your silence, focus, and trust to nurture them into reality. So I ask you, are you ready to step into this power? Are you prepared to guard your heart, focus your energy, and trust that the Creator is working all things together for your good? If so, walk forward boldly, knowing that your faith is the bridge between the seen and unseen, the vehicle through which your desires will come to life. As we part, remember this: your silence is not emptiness, it is fullness. Your patience is not passivity, it is strength. Your faith is not just hope, it is certainty. The Creator has not brought you this far to leave you. Trust that His promises are true, His timing is perfect, and His power is limitless. Let these truths guide you, inspire you, and transform you. Speak less but believe more. Act with intention, but remain rooted in peace. Above all, never doubt that the same power that created the universe is within you, ready to manifest the life you were destined to live. There is a profound truth woven into the fabric of human existence, a truth that whispers to us in our moments of stillness and echoes in the depths of our soul. This truth is simple yet powerful. God sees what we cannot. His vision pierces through veils of pretense, unmasking the hearts and intentions of those who surround us. As we walk through life, we often find ourselves placing our trust in others, opening our hearts, and sharing our dreams, only to discover, sometimes too late, that not everyone in our circle wishes us well. Have you ever felt a subtle unease when in the presence of certain people? A gnawing sense that something is amiss, even though their words sound sweet and their actions appear kind. Perhaps you've brushed it off, attributing it to your own insecurities or doubts. But what if those feelings were not mere coincidences? What if they were divine nudges from God, urging you to pay closer attention? The Bible reminds us in Jeremiah 17:9, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?" This verse serves as a solemn reminder that while man may look at the outward appearance, God looks at the heart. He sees the hidden motives, the concealed envy, and the unspoken malice that even the most charming individuals cannot hide from His gaze. In His infinite wisdom and love, God desires to protect us, His children, from harm. But here's the truth that many of us overlook: God doesn't just shield us from visible enemies, He exposes the hidden ones, those who wear the mask of friendship but harbor ill intentions. The process of revelation may not always be comfortable. In fact, it often comes through trials, discomfort, and unexpected circumstances. But rest assured, every revelation is a step toward the freedom and peace God intends for your life. Imagine this: you're standing in a room filled with people you trust. The air is filled with laughter and conversation. You feel at ease, believing that everyone there supports you, loves you, and wishes you well. Yet in the unseen realm, there's a spiritual battle raging. Envy lurks in the shadows, deceit hides behind friendly smiles, and betrayal waits for the perfect moment to strike. It is in such moments that we must turn to God, for only He can illuminate the darkness and reveal the truth. Have you ever prayed for discernment, only to find relationships crumbling, misunderstandings arising, or secrets being exposed? It's a painful process, but one that carries a divine purpose. Sometimes God must shake the very foundations of our lives to expose the cracks and reveal who is truly standing with us. He allows certain situations to unfold not to harm us, but to open our eyes. When He shows us the truth, it's not an act of cruelty but of mercy, because the truth, no matter how painful, will always set us free. Think about the story of Judas Iscariot, one of Jesus' 12 disciples. Judas walked alongside the Savior, shared meals with Him, and witnessed His miracles. To the other disciples, Judas appeared as one of them, a loyal follower. But Jesus, in His divine wisdom, knew the truth. He saw beyond Judas's outward loyalty and recognized the betrayal hidden in his heart. And though the revelation of Judas's betrayal led to great sorrow, it was a necessary step in fulfilling God's ultimate plan. You see, the people in your life are not there by accident. Some are sent by God to uplift, inspire, and encourage you, while others serve as lessons, tests, or even warning. The challenge lies in discerning who belongs in which category. And this is where God steps in. When you seek His guidance, when you pray for clarity, He begins to unveil the truth, sometimes subtly and other times in ways that shake you to your core. But here's the good news: God's revelations are not meant to leave you broken, they are meant to make you stronger, wiser, and more aligned with His purpose for your life. He is not merely revealing enemies, He is teaching you to trust Him above all else. He is guiding you to build your foundation on His truth, not on the shifting sands of human loyalty. As we delve into this profound topic, ask yourself, who in your life might be wearing a mask? Are there relationships that drain your spirit or hinder your growth? Have you experienced situations that felt like setbacks but were, in fact, God's way of clearing the path for something greater? Stay with us, because in the next segment, we will explore 10 powerful ways God reveals hidden enemies in your circle. These are not mere coincidences, but divine strategies to protect and guide you. Together we will uncover the signs, rooted in faith and wisdom, that God uses to illuminate the truth and safeguard your destiny. 1. Through sudden distance or separation. Life has a way of shifting people in and out of our circles, often without warning or reason. You may have experienced times when someone who was once close to you, perhaps a trusted friend, a beloved family member, or a supportive colleague, suddenly grew distant. At first you might wonder if you've done something wrong, replaying conversations in your mind, searching for the moment things changed. But what if that distance wasn't a failure on your part? What if it was God gently removing someone from your life for your protection? In Ecclesiastes 3:1, we are reminded, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under the heaven. This includes relationships. Not every person who enters your life is meant to stay forever. Some are only there for a season, to teach you, to challenge you, or even to help you grow. But when their purpose has been fulfilled, or when their presence threatens your well-being, God will create distance. This separation might feel like rejection, but it's actually a divine intervention. Imagine you're tending a garden. If you allow weeds to grow unchecked, they will eventually choke the life out of your flowers. In the same way, God sees the weeds in our lives, the relationships that drain us, hold us back, or sow seeds of negativity, and He lovingly uproots them. It might be painful in the moment, but it's always for our good. Sometimes the distance comes in subtle ways. A once close friend might stop calling. A colleague you relied on might grow cold. Other times it's more dramatic: a fight, a betrayal, or even a relocation. Whatever the cause, the sudden shift is often God's way of redirecting your path. He removes the people who cannot go where He is taking you, creating space for those who can. It's important to trust this process, even when it feels confusing. Remember, God sees what you cannot. Perhaps the person you're mourning had secret envy or harbored ill intentions that you were unaware of. Perhaps their presence was delaying your blessings or distracting you from your purpose. Instead of clinging to what's been lost, lean into God's wisdom. Pray for clarity, ask for strength, and trust that this separation is a step toward the abundant life He has planned for you. When God removes someone, it's not rejection, it's redirection. 2. By exposing conversations behind your back. Have you ever come across information that was never meant to reach you, words spoken about you behind closed doors, rumors whispered in shadows? It's a jarring experience, one that can leave you questioning everything. But what if those overheard conversations were not coincidences? What if they were part of God's plan to reveal hidden enemies in your circle? In Luke 12:3, Jesus says, "What you have said in the dark will be heard in the daylight, and what you have whispered in the ear in the inner rooms will be proclaimed from the roofs." This verse is a stark reminder that no secret is truly hidden. God, in His infinite wisdom, often allows us to hear what we need to hear, not to harm us, but to protect us. When words spoken in deceit or betrayal come to light, it's a wake-up call from the Creator, urging us to see the truth about those around us. Consider the times when gossip or slander has reached your ears. Perhaps it came through a trusted friend who couldn't bear to keep it to themselves. Or maybe you stumbled upon the information in an unexpected way. In that moment, your heart sinks and a flood of emotions overtakes you: hurt, anger, disbelief. But while your immediate reaction might be pain, It's essential to recognize the divine purpose behind this revelation. God doesn't allow these moments to break you, He allows them to strengthen your discernment. Imagine a foundation being tested for cracks. The exposure of betrayal is like finding those cracks. It's painful, but it's also necessary to rebuild with stronger materials. When God exposes harmful conversations, He's showing you who cannot be trusted with your heart, your dreams, or your future. It's not easy to face the truth about those we care for. But remember, God's goal is never to leave you in despair. He wants you to be surrounded by people who lift you up, not those who drag you down. Take these revelations as an opportunity to reel in your relationships, ensuring that only those who truly love and support you remain in your inner circle. 3. Unveiling patterns of jealousy. Jealousy is one of the most corrosive emotions, often hidden beneath a veneer of friendliness and support. But God has a way of pulling back the curtain to reveal jealousy's true face. Have you noticed someone in your life who seems to compete with you, subtly diminishing your achievements or offering backhanded compliments? This isn't mere insecurity. It could be a sign of hidden envy, and God will often allow these patterns to become more evident over time. In Proverbs 14:30, it says, "A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones." This scripture paints a vivid picture of what jealousy does not only to the person feeling it, but also to the relationships it touches. Envy doesn't remain dormant, it festers, poisoning intentions and creating division. God in His mercy will often allow you to see these patterns before they cause lasting harm. Think about the people in your life. Are there individuals who always seem to find a way to outshine you? Do they minimize your victories, shift focus to their accomplishments, or avoid celebrating your successes altogether? These behaviors might seem minor at first, but over time they reveal a deeper truth, a spirit of jealousy that cannot coexist with genuine love and support. God often brings these patterns to light in subtle ways: a recurring comment, a noticeable lack of enthusiasm, or even a growing tension in your interactions. It might feel uncomfortable to acknowledge these signs, especially if the person is someone you care for deeply. But ignoring them only allows envy to take root, potentially leading to greater harm down the line. When these patterns become clear, take them as a divine warning. Pray for wisdom and discernment, asking God to guide your steps. While it's tempting to confront jealousy head on, sometimes the best course of action is to distance yourself quietly, allowing God to handle the situation. He will bring the right people into your life, those who celebrate your growth and stand with you in love and faith. In these moments of revelation, trust that God is not exposing jealousy to hurt you, but to protect you, ensuring that only those with pure intentions remain by your side. 4. Through intuition and unease. Have you ever felt a quiet, unshakable unease around someone, even when there seemed to be no clear reason for it? That subtle tension, the feeling that something isn't quite right, is often more than mere coincidence. It is a gift from God, a form of spiritual intuition that whispers truths your eyes cannot see. This unease is not a sign of paranoia, but rather a divine nudge to pay attention. In John 16:13, the Bible speaks of the Holy Spirit as a guide who will lead us into all truth. One of the ways He does this is by stirring our spirit when we're in the presence of danger or deception. This sense of unease is God's way of alerting you to hidden enemies, those who may smile to your face but harbor malice in their hearts. It's as if God places a spiritual radar within you, one that warns you of people or situations that may bring harm. Consider the moments in your life when your intuition tried to speak to you. Perhaps it was a slight discomfort in someone's presence, or a sudden thought that made you question their intentions. While you may have dismissed these feelings as irrational, they were likely God's way of prompting you to dig deeper. The Spirit knows what lies hidden in the heart, and through these subtle nudges, He encourages you to protect yourself. It's important to remember that this unease is not about judgment or suspicion, it's about discernment. God isn't calling you to confront every person you feel uneasy about, but rather to seek Him in prayer. Ask for clarity, wisdom, and confirmation. Often the unease will be followed by additional signs or revelations, solidifying the truth of what God is trying to show you. When you feel that inner stirring, don't ignore it. It's easy to convince yourself that you're overthinking or being too critical, but God's promptings are never without purpose. Trust that He is guiding you, even if you don't fully understand the reason. Intuition is one of His tools to protect your heart and soul from those who mean you harm. Lean into this gift and let God lead you toward the truth. 5. By allowing conflict to surface. Conflict is often seen as something to avoid, a sign that something has gone wrong in a relationship. But what if God uses conflict to reveal hidden truths? What if those heated arguments, misunderstandings, or sudden tensions are His way of exposing the cracks in your circle? While conflict may feel uncomfortable, it is one of the most effective ways God uncovers the true nature of those around you. In Luke 6:45, Jesus teaches, "Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks." During moments of conflict, the true intentions of a person are often revealed. Words spoken in anger or frustration are rarely accidental. They reflect what has been hidden in the heart all along. Through conflict, God brings these hidden feelings to the surface, giving you the clarity you need to discern who is genuinely for you and who is not. Think about a time when an argument brought unexpected revelations. Perhaps a trusted friend or family member said something hurtful that exposed envy, resentment, or betrayal. In the heat of the moment, their true feelings emerged, leaving you shocked and hurt. While the experience may have been painful, it was also liberating. God allowed the conflict to surface so that you could see the truth and make decisions accordingly. It's important to approach conflict with a spirit of prayer and discernment. Not every disagreement is a sign of malice, and not every argument means a relationship should end. But when conflicts consistently reveal patterns of disrespect, manipulation, or deceit, it's time to pay attention. God is using these moments to protect you from deeper harm. Instead of fearing conflict, embrace it as part of God's refining process. Pray for the wisdom to see beyond the surface and understand the deeper meaning behind the tension. Ask God to reveal what needs to be revealed and to give you the courage to act on that revelation. Through conflict, He is not only exposing hidden enemies but also teaching you to rely on His guidance and to stand firm in your faith. 6. Through betrayal or broken trust. Betrayal is one of the deepest wounds a person can experience. It often comes from those closest to us, the ones we trust, confide in, and lean on. Yet, even in this pain, there is purpose. When someone betrays your trust, it is often God's way of removing a mask, exposing the truth, and redirecting your path towards safety and clarity. In Psalm 55:12-14, King David expresses the pain of betrayal, saying, "If an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it, but it is you, a man like myself, my composed friend, with whom I once enjoyed sweet fellowship." These words resonate deeply because betrayal cuts sharper when it comes from a friend or loved one. However, God allows such moments not to harm you but to protect you from further damage. Consider Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus with a kiss. To the other disciples, Judas seemed loyal, a devoted follower of Christ. But Jesus knew the truth long before it unfolded. The betrayal, though painful, was necessary for God's greater plan to be fulfilled. Similarly, the betrayals in your life are not the end of your story. They are often the beginning of God's redirection. Betrayal forces you to confront hard truths about relationships. It reveals who values your trust and who takes it for granted. It is also a divine lesson in reliance not on human loyalty, which is often fragile, but on God's unwavering faithfulness. When trust is broken, it may feel like your foundation is crumbling, but in reality, God is showing you where to rebuild. If you've experienced betrayal, let it be a catalyst for growth. Instead of dwelling on the pain, seek God's guidance. Ask Him to heal your heart, to give you discernment, and to lead you toward relationships that reflect His love and truth. Betrayal, though devastating, is a tool God uses to refine you and prepare you for the blessings ahead. 7. highlighting inconsistencies in behavior. Sometimes God reveals hidden enemies not through dramatic events, but through subtle patterns of inconsistency. You may notice someone whose words don't align with their actions, whose promises remain unfulfilled, or whose behavior shifts depending on the situation. These inconsistencies are not random. They are often God's way of signaling that something is amiss. In James 1:8, we are warned about the dangers of double-mindedness. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. This instability manifests in inconsistent behavior, a hallmark of those who lack genuine intentions. God allows these inconsistencies to become apparent over time, giving you the opportunity to see the truth for yourself. Think about the people in your life. Are there individuals who say they support you but never show up when it matters? Do their actions contradict their words, leaving you confused or disappointed? These patterns, though frustrating, are God's gentle way of revealing that their loyalty may not be as steadfast as it seems. Pay attention to these signs. Inconsistencies in behavior often point to hidden motives or a lack of sincerity. For example, someone who frequently makes excuses for their actions may be hiding deeper issues. Likewise, a person who changes their attitude depending on the audience may be masking their true character. Instead of dismissing these behaviors, bring them before God in prayer. Ask Him for wisdom to discern the truth and the courage to address it. Sometimes the best course of action is to distance yourself, trusting that God will fill the void with people who reflect His love and integrity. These inconsistencies are not just red flags, they are opportunities for growth and alignment. By recognizing them, you align yourself with God's plan, ensuring that your circle is full of those who uplift, encourage, and walk in truth. 8. Through a lack of support. One of the most telling ways God reveals hidden enemies in your circle is through their lack of support during your moments of triumph and progress. While true friends and allies celebrate your victories as if they were their own, hidden enemies will either remain silent, offer lukewarm acknowledgement, or find subtle ways to diminish your achievements. This lack of support is not just a personal failing on their part, it's often a divine signal, urging you to pay closer attention to their role in your life. In Romans 12:15, we are instructed, "Rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn." Genuine relationships are marked by a mutual sharing of emotions, joy in success, and empathy in struggle. When someone fails to show enthusiasm for your milestones, it may indicate a deeper issue, such as envy, resentment, or indifference. God uses these moments to highlight who is truly for you and who is not. Think back to times when you achieved something significant, a promotion, a personal breakthrough, or even a small victory that brought you joy. Who stood by your side, cheering you on? And who seemed indifferent or dismissive? These moments are often revealing, not because of the accomplishment itself, but because they expose the true feelings of those around you. Hidden enemies often mask their lack of support with excuses. They might claim to be too busy or simply overlook your success. But over time, a pattern emerges. While they might show up when it benefits them, their absence during your key moment speaks volumes. God allows this inconsistency to become apparent so that you can discern who genuinely celebrates your growth and who secretly resents it. This revelation isn't meant to provoke bitterness or conflict. Instead, it's an invitation to realign your relationships. Recognize that not everyone in your circle is meant to walk with you through every season. Some may have been placed in your life for a specific purpose or time, and their departure or engagement is part of God's plan to elevate you. When you notice a lack of support, don't internalize it as a reflection of your worth. Instead, seek God's guidance. Pray for clarity and strength, and trust that He will fill your circle with people who not only support you but also uplift and inspire you. Remember, God's plans for you are too great to be hindered by the wrong influences. 9. By blessing you openly. One of the most profound ways God reveals hidden enemies is by blessing you openly. When His favor manifests in your life through promotions, breakthroughs, or unexpected opportunities, it doesn't just elevate you, it also exposes the hearts of those around you. Some will rejoice with you, while others will reveal envy, bitterness, or hidden animosity. These reactions are not accidental. They are orchestrated by God to show you who belongs in your circle. In Deuteronomy 28:1-2, God promises, if you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully follow all his commands, the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations on earth. All these blessings will come on you and accompany you. When God's blessings flow into your life, they are not just for your benefit, they are also a test for those around you. How people respond to your success often reflects the true state of their hearts. Imagine receiving a promotion at work or achieving a personal milestone you worked hard for. While some friends might genuinely celebrate with you, others might react differently. Their smiles might not reach their eyes, or they might change the subject quickly. Some might even downplay your success, saying things like it's not that big of a deal or you just got lucky. These subtle reactions are God's way of revealing who harbors envy or resentment. God's blessings have a way of shining a light on the hidden intentions of others. Just as a bright light reveals what's hidden in the shadows, your elevation exposes those who struggle to be happy for you. It's not always easy to confront these truths, especially when they involve people you care about deeply. But God uses these moments to guide you toward healthier, more supportive relationships. It's essential to respond to these revelations with grace and wisdom. Instead of confronting or accusing, bring the matter to God in prayer. Ask for discernment and strength, trusting that He will guide your steps. Sometimes this exposure is a sign to distance yourself from certain individuals. Other times it's an opportunity to address underlying issues and seek resolution. Open blessings are not just rewards for your faithfulness, they are tools God uses to refine your circle. Embrace them with gratitude and humility, knowing that each blessing brings you closer to fulfilling God's purpose for your life. Let these moments remind you that God's favor will always reveal what needs to be seen. 10 Through a direct revelation in prayer. There are moments in life when God doesn't rely on subtle hints, gradual realizations, or external circumstances to reveal the truth about the people around you. Instead, He chooses to speak to you directly through prayer, dreams, visions, or sudden clarity. This is one of the most powerful ways God communicates with His children, unveiling hidden enemies and protecting you from harm in ways that leave no room for doubt. When God chooses this method, it is not only a testament to His deep care for you, but also a call for you to trust Him completely and act on His guidance. In Jeremiah 33:3, God promises, "Call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know." This verse encapsulates the beauty of direct revelation. When you approach God in prayer, seeking clarity and guidance, He listens. And when the time is right, He answers. These answers may not always come in the form you expect, but they are always exactly what you need. Direct revelation often comes when you are most aligned with God, when your heart is open, your spirit is surrendered, and your mind is focused on seeking His will. During these moments, God may place a specific person on your heart or give you a sense of unease that grows stronger as you pray. This unease is not meant to cause fear, but to prompt you to seek further clarity. You might find yourself recalling past interactions, noticing patterns you previously overlooked, or feeling a strong urge to distance yourself from someone. These are all ways God communicates His guidance. Another profound way God reveals hidden enemies is through dreams or visions. Throughout the Bible, God used dreams to communicate with His people, delivering messages that shaped their decisions and protected them from harm. Consider the story of Joseph in Genesis 37, where God revealed future events through dreams. While Joseph's dreams were about his destiny, they also indirectly exposed the envy and ill intentions of his brothers. Similarly, God may use dreams in your life to uncover truths about those around you. You might dream of a specific situation or person, and though the imagery may not always be literal, it often carries a deeper spiritual message. Direct revelations can also come through sudden, undeniable clarity. You might be praying about a situation or relationship when, without warning, you feel an overwhelming sense of understanding. It's as if a veil has been lifted, and you can see clearly what was hidden before. This clarity is a gift from God designed to guide you toward wise decisions and protect you from harm. In these moments, it's essential to act on the revelation with faith and obedience, trusting that God's wisdom surpasses your understanding. One of the most striking aspects of direct revelation is its intimacy. When God speaks to you directly, it's a reminder of the deep, personal relationship He desires with you. He's not just revealing hidden enemies, He's also drawing you closer to Him, teaching you to rely on His guidance above all else. In these moments, you are reminded that God is not distant or indifferent. He is actively involved in every detail of your life, working to align your path with His divine purpose. However, direct revelation is not always easy to accept. Sometimes the people God reveals as hidden enemies are those you've trusted deeply, friends, family members, or colleagues you never thought capable of ill intentions. This can be a painful realization, but it's also a necessary one. God's revelations are not meant to hurt you, but to protect you. He sees what you cannot see, hears what you cannot hear, and knows what you cannot know. When He exposes the truth, it's because He wants to shield you from harm and guide you toward relationships that reflect His love and truth. What should you do when you receive a direct revelation? First, take it back to God in prayer. Ask Him for confirmation and clarity, and trust that He will provide it in His timing. Sometimes this confirmation will come through additional signs or circumstances that align with the initial revelation. Other times it will come through a sense of peace and assurance that settles in your heart. Second, act with grace and wisdom. Direct revelations are not an invitation to confront or condemn, but an opportunity to realign your relationships and priorities. If God reveals that someone in your circle is not meant to remain in your life, trust His guidance and create distance. This doesn't mean cutting people off in anger or bitterness. It means trusting that God will fill the space they leave with relationships that uplift and encourage you. Third, remember to pray for those revealed as hidden enemies. This might seem counterintuitive, but it's one of the most powerful ways to align yourself with God's will. In Matthew 5:44, Jesus instructs us, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." By praying for them, you release any bitterness or resentment and allow God to work in their hearts as well as yours. This act of obedience not only strengthens your faith, but also ensures that your heart remains pure and focused on God's plan. Finally, embrace these revelations as a sign of God's deep love for you. He doesn't leave His children in the dark. He shines His light into every corner of your life, revealing what needs to be seen and guiding you toward His purpose. Direct revelation is a divine gift, one that reminds you of God's sovereignty and care. When He speaks, He is not only protecting you, but also preparing you for the blessings and opportunities that lie ahead. Through prayer, God becomes your guide, your protector, and your source of truth. Trust Him, seek Him, and know that every revelation, no matter how difficult, is a step toward the life He has planned for you. As you walk this path, remember that God's wisdom is perfect, His timing is flawless, and His love for you is infinite. As we journey through life, the people in our circle play a profound role in shaping our experiences, influencing our decisions, and even impacting our destiny. Yet not everyone in our midst carries intentions that align with God's plans for us. Through subtle signs, divine interventions, and direct revelations, God lovingly and patiently unveils the truth about those around us. He does this not to break us, but to build us, to guide us toward relationships that nurture our faith, support our purpose, and reflect His love. Each of the ways we've explored, whether through sudden distance, exposed conversations, patterns of jealousy, moments of unease, or even betrayal, shows that God is constantly working behind the scenes for our protection. His wisdom surpasses our understanding, and His timing is always perfect. Even when the revelations are painful or unexpected, they are reminders that His plans are to prosper us, not to harm us, to give us a future filled with hope. As you reflect on this message, I encourage you to seek God in all things. Trust His process even when it feels uncomfortable. Pray for discernment, lean on His word, and listen to His voice in moments of stillness. Remember, He sees what we cannot, and He will never leave you without the guidance you need to navigate your relationships. Let this be a reminder that you are never alone. God walks with you every step of the way, illuminating the path ahead, clearing away obstacles, and revealing the truth in His perfect time. Embrace His revelations with faith and courage, knowing that He is leading you toward a life of greater peace, purpose, and alignment with His will. Thank you for joining us on this journey of faith and insight. As you move forward, may you carry the wisdom of this message with you, trusting that God will continue to guide and protect you. Stay prayerful, stay discerning, and most importantly, stay faithful. Until next time, may you walk boldly in the light of His truth. God bless you. Have you ever felt the sting of someone else's cruelty, the weight of their harsh words, the burden of their thoughtless actions? For many, these moments linger long after the initial blow, etching themselves into our memories. But let me remind you today, those who act with cruelty do not escape the consequences of their actions. The shadows of their choices will follow them, not as fleeting memories, but as eternal reminders of the harm they've caused. This truth is not just a comfort for those who have been wronged, it is an unchanging law written into the fabric of existence. Imagine this: a person speaks words laced with venom, acts with intentions that wound, or deliberately chooses to harm another. In that moment, they believe they hold power. They may feel triumphant, as though their cruelty has elevated them. But what they fail to realize is that their actions have unleashed a shadow that will cling to them for the rest of their days. This shadow is not a ghost or a metaphor. It is the spiritual reality of our own deeds manifesting around them. These shadows do not simply disappear, they grow, they persist, and they follow. Have you ever asked yourself why some people seem unable to find peace? Why their lives appear marked by unrest, failure, or constant turmoil? The answer is often found in the unseen, the weight of their own actions, the shadows of their cruelty bearing down on them. They may have forgotten the harm they caused or dismissed it as insignificant, but the universe has not forgotten. Divine justice has not forgotten. And the shadows they cast will remind them at every turn, whispering truths they cannot escape. What you do to others, you do to yourself. Let us consider the victims of such cruelty. Perhaps that includes you. Perhaps you have faced someone's malice and wondered why it happened. Was it something you did? Were you undeserving of love, respect, or kindness? Let me answer this clearly: their cruelty was never about you. It was a reflection of their own brokenness, their inability to see the light in themselves or in you. Their shadows began with their intentions, not your worth. And though they cast darkness over your life for a moment, that darkness is not yours to carry. The shadows belong to them, not you. But here is the truth that brings peace to those who have suffered. Divine justice never fails. The Creator in infinite wisdom sees every action, every word, every intention. The laws of the universe are perfectly balanced, ensuring that cruelty carries its own punishment. Those who harm others may think they have escaped, that they've moved on without consequence, but the shadows of their cruelty will follow them forever. These shadows will seep into their lives, manifesting in ways they cannot predict or avoid. They will feel the weight of their choices, even if they cannot name its source. You may wonder, why doesn't their suffering bring me peace? Why do I still feel the weight of what they've done to me? The answer lies in your own freedom. While their shadows follow them, you have the choice to step out of the darkness they cast over your life. You are not bound by their actions. The pain they caused is real, but it does not have to define your story. By releasing their cruelty from your heart, you free yourself from its hold. Let divine justice handle their shadows while you walk boldly into the light of your own healing and purpose. And what of those who act with cruelty and refuse to change? What of those who continue to wound others, blind to the consequences of their actions? Their lives become prisons of their own making. The shadows they thought they could outrun will wait for them in every corner. Their cruelty will echo back to them in ways they least expect, in relationships that crumble, opportunities that slip away, or the quiet emptiness of their own hearts. They may not recognize it as the fruit of their own deeds, but the universe knows. The Creator knows. For those who have been hurt, this truth is a balm. The shadows of their cruelty are not yours to carry. Let their shadows remain with them, and let your own heart remain light. Your worth is not diminished by their actions, and your path is not tied to their darkness. You are free to rise above, to heal, and to grow stronger in the face of their attempts to harm you. But let us not end here, for there is a message of hope even for the cruel. Those who recognize their shadows, who confront the harm they've caused, and who seek forgiveness and change can find redemption. No one is beyond the reach of divine grace. Their shadows may follow them, but the light of repentance can transform even the darkest corners of their lives. So I ask you now to reflect deeply. What shadows have others cast over your life? And how can you release yourself from their hold? Remember this, the shadows of their cruelty will follow them forever, but you are destined for light, freedom, and peace. Let their shadows belong to them while you step boldly into the life you were created to live. Their actions are etched into their soul. Imagine a life where every action, every word, and every intention you have ever expressed is etched into your soul, an unchangeable record of who you truly are. For those who choose cruelty, this is their reality. The harm they cause, the pain they inflict, and the shadows they cast are not just fleeting moments. They are written into the eternal fabric of their being. The divine law, unerring and just, ensures that their actions become their own burden, an indelible mark upon their spirit that cannot be erased. For those who have suffered cruelty, there is comfort in knowing that no deed goes unnoticed. The scriptures remind us in Galatians 6:7, "Do not be deceived, God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap." These words hold an eternal promise, a guarantee that every action carries a consequence, and those who sow seeds of cruelty will inevitably harvest the fruits of their deeds. When someone wounds another, they are not merely causing pain in the moment, they are planting seeds in the soil of their soul. And those seeds, watered by time and divine justice, will grow into shadows that follow them wherever they go. Have you ever seen someone who seems burdened by an invisible weight? Their smiles are hollow, their success fleeting, and their peace non-existent. Often these are the individuals whose actions have etched darkness into their souls. They may appear to have escaped the consequences of their cruelty for a time, but the divine laws of justice are not bound by human timelines. These laws are patient, waiting for the perfect moment to reflect back to them the pain they caused. The shadows of their actions are not external forces but internal realities shaping their destiny in ways they cannot outrun. Consider the story of Pharaoh in the book of Exodus. His cruelty toward the Israelites was relentless, his heart hardened by pride and power. Yet for every act of oppression, the divine hand brought a corresponding judgment. The plagues that ravaged Egypt were not random, they were reflections of Pharaoh's own actions, a divine mirror showing him the weight of his cruelty. His refusal to release the Israelites led to the ultimate destruction of his kingdom and the loss of everything he held dear. His actions were etched into his soul, and the consequences followed him to the grave. For those who have been wronged, this truth is a source of profound reassurance. When someone wounds you, their actions are not just forgotten or erased, they become a part of their spiritual record. This is not about vengeance, but about divine justice, which ensures that no harm goes unanswered. The Creator, in infinite wisdom, does not allow cruelty to go unchecked. Instead, it becomes a chain that perpetuates, a shadow that darkens their path, and a weight that grows heavier with time. In Proverbs 11:21, we are told, "Be sure of this, the wicked will not go unpunished, but those who are righteous will go free." This is not merely a warning to the cruel, but a promise to the victims. Those who have suffered can rest in the knowledge that justice will prevail, even if it is not immediate. The Creator sees every tear, every moment of anguish, and every cry for relief. The one who caused that pain is not forgotten, and their actions are engraved into their very being. Now let us reflect on the reality of divine justice. When someone harms another, they are not just creating pain for their victim, they are shaping their own destiny. Their cruelty creates a ripple effect, not just in the lives of others, but within themselves. This is why we see time and again that those who live by cruelty often face lives filled with strife. They may climb high for a moment, but their foundation is built on the quicksand of their actions, and eventually they fall under the weight of their own shadows. Even in the secular world, we see reflections of this truth. Consider how guilt and shame manifest in those who have wronged others. They may try to suppress it, but their conscience bears witness against them. This aligns with Romans 2:15, which says, "They show that the work of the law is written on their hearts, while their conscience also bears witness, and their conflicting thoughts accuse or even excuse them." The divine laws are written into the very fabric of humanity, and no one can escape the truth of their actions. For those who have endured cruelty, know this: the burden of their actions is not yours to carry. Their deeds are etched into their soul, and they will face the consequences in ways only divine justice can orchestrate. The Creator is the ultimate avenger, and every shadow they cast will be reflected back upon them. Your role is not to seek revenge, but to trust that justice will be served in its perfect time. As the shadows of their cruelty follow them, their soul becomes the canvas on which their actions are painted. The stains of their deeds grow darker, serving as a constant reminder that no one escapes the truth. What they have done to you will be returned to them, not because you demand it, but because the laws of the universe ensure it. In their quietest moments, when they can no longer hide from themselves, they will face the reality of their actions etched deeply into their soul. Justice belongs to the divine. When someone wrongs you, it is natural to feel the urge to seek justice, to balance the scales yourself. The sting of cruelty can ignite a fire of indignation that tempts you to act as judge, jury, and executioner. But as deeply as the hurt cuts, remember this: true justice belongs to the divine. The one who created the universe and governs it with unchanging laws is the same one who sees your pain and promises vindication. His justice is perfect, unlike the flawed attempts of humanity, and it is eternal, stretching beyond the boundaries of time. In Deuteronomy 32:35, the Creator declares, "It inclined to avenge, I will repay. In due time their foot will slip. Their day of disaster is near, and their doom rushes upon them." This is not merely a warning for those who act with cruelty, it is a reassurance to the victims. The timing of divine justice is not for us to dictate, but its certainty is beyond doubt. The one who has harmed you will face the consequences of their actions, and their judgment will be righteous and complete. Have you ever seen a storm on the horizon? You know it's coming, even if you don't know exactly when it will arrive. This is how divine justice operates. The storm of consequences builds with every cruel word, every unjust act, and every moment of intentional harm. The winds of justice gather strength, not out of malice, but out of the natural order of divine law. The perpetrator may walk with arrogance now, thinking they are untouchable, but the storm will come. And when it does, it will leave no doubt that justice has been served. Let us consider the example of King Saul from Scripture. In his jealousy and cruelty, he pursued David with relentless hatred, seeking to take his life. For years, Saul seemed untouchable, sitting on the throne and wielding power. But his cruelty did not go unnoticed by the Creator. The shadow of his actions grew darker, and his refusal to repent only deepened the weight of his judgment. In the end, Saul's life unraveled, and his reign ended in disgrace and despair. This is the power of divine justice. It may take time, but it is always perfect and complete. For those who have suffered at the hands of others, it is vital to release the desire for revenge. The need to see someone pay for their actions can consume your heart and keep you bound to the very pain you wish to escape. But when you trust the Creator to handle justice, you free yourself from that burden. In Romans 12:19, we are reminded, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay.'" This is a call to faith, to believe that the one who sees all will act in his perfect timing. Consider this: the cruelty someone inflicts on you is not just a crime against you, it is an offense against the Creator who made you. When they harm you, they insult the very image of God within you. And just as the Creator defended his people throughout history, he will defend you. Their actions are not overlooked, nor are they forgotten. Every tear you've cried, every moment of anguish has been collected and remembered. Psalm 56:8 says, "You have kept count of my tossings, put my tears in your bottle." Are they not in your book? The Creator's attention to your pain ensures that justice will be served. Sometimes divine justice unfolds in ways we cannot see. It may not come as a lightning bolt from the sky or a dramatic downfall. Instead, it may manifest as a restless conscience, a broken relationship, or the emptiness of a life lived without peace. The one who caused harm will feel the weight of their actions, whether they acknowledge it or not. Divine justice is not always loud, but it is always relentless, pursuing them until they face the consequences of their deeds. But divine justice also offers an opportunity for redemption. For those who recognize their cruelty and repent, there is grace. The Creator's justice is balanced with mercy, and those who truly turn from their ways can find forgiveness. This is not to excuse their actions, but to remind us that even the cruel are not beyond the reach of divine transformation. For the victim, this truth brings peace. It allows you to release the pain and trust that justice will be served, whether through consequences or redemption. Trusting in divine justice is not about passivity or ignoring the harm done to you. It is about recognizing that the Creator's judgment is far greater and more complete than anything we could achieve on our own. When you surrender the need for revenge and place your faith in divine justice, you reclaim your power. You step out of the shadow of the actions and into the light of the Creator's love and protection. Let the one who harmed you deal with the weight of their shadows, for justice belongs to the divine, and it will never fail. Your response defines you, not their actions. When someone inflicts cruelty upon you, it's easy to let their actions overshadow your identity. Their hurtful words or malicious deeds can feel like a direct attack on your worth. But let me remind you of a profound truth: their actions do not define you. What truly shapes your destiny, your soul, and your life is how you respond to the pain they have caused. You are not the sum of what others have done to you. You are the reflection of how you choose to rise above it. In Matthew 5:44, Jesus teaches, "But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." At first glance, this might seem impossible. How can you possibly love those who have caused you pain? But this command is not about excusing their behavior or ignoring the hurt. It's about refusing to let their actions drag you into the same darkness that controls them. By choosing love and forgiveness, you are not letting them off the hook. You are freeing yourself from the chains of bitterness and resentment. Think of the story of Joseph in the book of Genesis. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and wrongfully imprisoned, Joseph had every reason to let their cruelty define him. Yet he chose a higher path. When the opportunity for revenge presented itself, Joseph instead said to his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Genesis 50:20. Joseph's response was not shaped by the cruelty of others, but by his faith in God's greater plan. He rose above their actions and walked in the light of forgiveness and purpose. Your response to cruelty is your declaration of who you are. When you respond with grace, kindness, or even quiet strength, you are affirming that your soul belongs to God, not to the darkness others try to impose upon you. This is not about being passive or accepting mistreatment. It's about standing firm in your identity as a child of the Creator, refusing to be pulled down to their level. Their actions may cast shadows, but your response can radiate light. In Romans 12:21, we are reminded, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." This verse is not a call to ignore injustice, but to triumph over it in a way that honors God. When you choose to respond with goodness, you reclaim your power. You shift the narrative from one of victimhood to one of victory. Their cruelty no longer controls you, instead, your strength and faith take center stage. But how do you respond when the pain feels unbearable? How do you choose grace when anger and resentment seem so much easier? The answer lies in prayer and trust. Bring your pain before the Creator. Cry out as David did in the Psalms, "How long, Lord? Will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me?" Psalm 13:1. In these moments of vulnerability, you will find strength, not in your own ability, but in God's unwavering presence. His love will fill the spaces their cruelty tried to break, and His guidance will show you the path forward. Choosing to respond with faith and forgiveness does not mean you have to forget what they've done or allow them to continue hurting you. Setting boundaries, walking away, or seeking help are all valid and sometimes necessary responses. Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation, it means releasing the grip their actions have on your heart. It's saying, "You do not control me, and your cruelty will not shape my future." This is where the power of God's justice becomes your shield. You don't have to fight every battle or prove every point. Trust that the Creator sees all and will handle their shadows. Your role is to focus on your own growth, your own light, and your own journey. As it says in Proverbs 16:7, "When a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him." By walking in God's way, you invite His favor and protection into your life. When you choose to respond to cruelty with faith, forgiveness, and strength, you send a powerful message, not just to the one who hurt you, but to the world and to your own soul. You declare that you are not defined by their actions, but by your relationship with the Creator. Their shadows cannot dim the light within you, and their cruelty cannot shape your destiny. Only your response, grounded in faith, has that power. You are not alone in your struggle. When cruelty strikes and the weight of another's actions feels unbearable, the isolation can be overwhelming. It's easy to believe that you're the only one enduring this pain, that no one truly understands the depths of your suffering. But let me assure you, you are not alone in your struggle. Not only do countless others share similar experiences, but the Creator Himself walks with you through every trial, holding you up when the burden feels too heavy to bear. The idea of shared suffering is a cornerstone of human existence. In 1 Peter 5:9, we are reminded to stand firm in the faith, because you know that the family of believers throughout the world is undergoing the same kind of sufferings. This verse is a powerful reminder that you are part of a greater community of souls who, like you, have faced cruelty, betrayal, and hardship. The details of your pain may be unique, but the struggle is universal. You are not isolated in your grief, you are connected to a larger tapestry of human resilience and divine comfort. Take heart in the stories of those who came before you, for their lives show us that no suffering is endured in vain. Consider Job, a man who faced unimaginable loss, cruelty from others, and even accusations from his closest friends. Yet in his darkest hour he declared, "I know that my Redeemer lives, and that in the end he will stand on the earth." Job 19:25. Job's faith in God's presence carried him through his isolation and pain. His story reminds us that even when it feels like the world has turned against us, God has not abandoned us. When you feel alone in your struggle, remember the promise of Isaiah 41:10, "Fear not, for I am with you, be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." These words are not empty reassurances, they are the Creator's covenant with you. His presence is constant, His love unfailing, and His support unwavering. Even in the silence of your tears and the depths of your despair, He is there walking beside you, whispering that you are not alone. Beyond divine companionship, there is also comfort in knowing that others have endured what you are enduring now. Their stories are testaments to the resilience of the human spirit and the sustaining power of faith. Think of the persecuted apostles who faced cruelty, imprisonment, and even death for their beliefs. In their suffering, they found strength not in themselves, but in the knowledge that they were part of God's eternal plan. 2 Corinthians 1:4 says that God comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. Your struggle, painful as it is, equips you to become a source of strength and inspiration for others. Consider also the community of faith that surrounds you, both visible and unseen. There are those who pray for you, even if you don't know their names. There are those who have endured similar struggles and now stand ready to guide and support you. When you feel isolated, seek connection. Reach out to those who have walked this path before you. Join hands with your brothers and sisters in faith who will remind you that you are never truly alone. Sometimes the weight of cruelty can make it hard to reach out or even believe that others care. In those moments, let the Holy Spirit intercede for you. Romans 8:26 says, "The Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit Himself intercedes for us through wordless groans." Even when your voice falters, even when your pain seems inexpressible, the Spirit speaks on your behalf, ensuring that your cries reach the ears of the Creator. Your struggles are seen by heaven and shared by countless others who have walked similar roads. The cruelty you have faced does not isolate you, it connects you to a greater story of redemption, resilience, and divine purpose. Every tear you've shed has been counted. Every prayer you've whispered has been heard. And every wound you've endured is known. Psalm 34:18 offers this assurance: the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. You are not walking this path alone. The Creator is near, and His presence surrounds you. As you navigate your pain, let the knowledge of this shared struggle strengthen you. You are part of a vast community of survivors, overcomers, and believers who have faced cruelty and emerged stronger. Their stories are your encouragement, and their triumphs are your hope. Trust in the divine companionship that carries you, the community of faith that surrounds you, and the eternal promise that your struggle is not in vain. You are not alone, never have been, never will be. The power of letting go. When someone's cruelty casts shadows over your life, the natural instinct is to hold on to the pain, to clutch it tightly as if it is a shield against future harm. The wounds they inflicted can become part of your identity, shaping how you see yourself and the world around you. But this attachment to the pain, the desire for justice on your terms, and the unwillingness to let go can bind you more tightly than the cruelty itself. The power of letting go is not about weakness or forgetting, it is about reclaiming your freedom and entrusting justice to the one who holds all things in balance. Letting go does not mean excusing their actions or pretending the pain never happened. It means releasing the control that cruelty has over your heart and mind. In Ephesians 4:31-32, we are instructed, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you." This passage is not about denying the hurt, but about choosing a path of liberation. Bitterness chains your soul to the actions of others, while forgiveness sets you free. Imagine carrying a heavy stone everywhere you go. At first you believe the weight will protect you, that it will remind you of the wrongs done to you and keep you vigilant. But over time, the stone grows heavier, slowing your steps, draining your strength, and limiting your joy. The person who wronged you may have long forgotten their actions, but you remain burdened by the weight of your own unwillingness to let go. The act of letting go is not for their benefit, it is for yours. It is laying down the stone and walking forward unencumbered. Consider Jesus on the cross, enduring unspeakable cruelty and betrayal. In his final moments, he uttered the words, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Luke 23:34. This is the ultimate example of letting go, not because the pain was insignificant, but because holding on to it would have contradicted the divine purpose of his sacrifice. Jesus' forgiveness was not a declaration of weakness, it was a display of unparalleled strength. By letting go, he demonstrated that cruelty cannot overcome the power of love and grace. Letting go does not mean you must reconcile with the person who hurt you. In some cases, the healthiest and most faithful choice is to establish boundaries or walk away entirely. Letting go is an internal process, a decision to release the emotional and spiritual hold their actions have over you. It is declaring, "You may have harmed me, but you do not define me. Your cruelty does not control my future." This is the essence of reclaiming your power and stepping into the freedom that God promises. In Matthew 11:28-30, Jesus extends this invitation. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Letting go means surrendering your burden to the one who is strong enough to carry it. It is trusting that God's justice is perfect and that He will handle the shadows of their cruelty in His time and His way. But how do you let go when the pain feels insurmountable? Begin by bringing your hurt to God in prayer. Be honest about your anger, your sorrow, and your desire for justice. The Creator is not distant or unfeeling. He welcomes your honesty and offers His comfort in return. As Psalm 55:22 says, "Cast your cares on the Lord and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." Trusting God with your pain is the first step toward letting go. Next, remind yourself that forgiveness is a process. It may not happen overnight, and that's okay. Each day, as you choose to release the pain, you are taking a step closer to freedom. Forgiveness does not erase the memory of what happened, but it transforms the power that memory holds over you. Instead of a source of bitterness, it becomes a testament to your strength and God's grace. Finally, surround yourself with reminders of God's promises. Meditate on verses like Romans 12:19, which says, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay.'" These words are a reassurance that you do not need to carry the weight of seeking justice. It is in the Creator's hands. Letting go is not about erasing the past, but about choosing a future filled with peace, light, and freedom. It is trusting that the shadows of their cruelty will follow them, not you. It is stepping into the fullness of God's grace, where you are no longer defined by what they did, but by who you are in Him. Let go not for their sake, but for yours, and watch as the chains of bitterness fall away, leaving you free to walk in the light of God's love. Your light is stronger than their darkness. When someone inflicts cruelty upon you, it can feel as if their darkness has the power to overshadow your life. Their words, their actions, and their malice may seem overwhelming, as though they have the ability to extinguish the light within you. But let me remind you of a truth that transcends all circumstances: your light. The divine spark placed within you by the Creator is infinitely stronger than their darkness. No cruelty, no shadow, and no amount of malice can overcome the radiance of your soul when you stand firmly in God's love. In John 1:5 we are told, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." This verse is a profound declaration of the power of divine light, a light that resides within every child of God. Their darkness may try to envelop you, but it can never conquer you unless you allow it. The Creator has placed within you a source of strength and hope that no cruelty can extinguish. It is a light that comes not from your circumstances, but from your connection to the One who is the ultimate source of all light. When someone's cruelty seeks to diminish your light, it is often because they are threatened by it. Your kindness, your resilience, and your faith remind them of what they lack. Their attempts to harm you are not a reflection of your weakness, but of their struggle with their own darkness. Yet their shadows cannot touch the essence of who you are. Psalm 27:1 declares, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life, of whom shall I be afraid?" With God as your light, their darkness holds no power over you. Consider the story of David and Saul. Saul's jealousy and cruelty toward David were driven by his awareness of David's divine anointing. Despite Saul's relentless pursuit and attempts to harm him, David's light never wavered. He continued to trust in God, knowing that no amount of Saul's darkness could thwart the divine purpose for his life. In the same way, your light, when anchored in God's love and purpose, cannot be dimmed by the actions of others. Their cruelty may be loud, but it is powerless against the quiet, steady glow of your faith. Your light is not just for your own protection, it is also a beacon for others. When you refuse to let their darkness define you, you inspire those around you to do the same. Your resilience becomes a testimony. Your faith a source of hope for others who may be walking through their own valleys of shadow. In Matthew 5:16, Jesus says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." By standing firm in your light, you glorify the Creator and bring His presence into even the darkest situations. But how do you keep your light shining when their darkness feels so oppressive? The first step is to remain connected to the source of your light, God. Through prayer, scripture, and worship, you recharge your spirit and draw closer to His sustaining presence. Isaiah 40:31 promises, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles, they will run and not grow weary, they will walk and not be faint." Your strength does not come from yourself, but from the one who empowers you to rise above their shadows. Another way to maintain your light is to focus on your purpose. The cruelty of others can be a distraction, pulling your attention away from the path God has set before you. Do not allow their actions to derail you. Instead, let their attempts to harm you fuel your determination to fulfill your calling. In Romans 8:28, we are reminded, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." Even their darkness can be used for your growth and His glory. Finally, surround yourself with those who nurture your light. Seek out relationships and communities that uplift you, remind you of your worth, and encourage your faith. Just as darkness can spread, so can light. When you walk alongside others who shine brightly, their presence strengthens your own radiance. Together you become a collective force of hope and love that no darkness can withstand. Their darkness may be loud and intimidating, but it is fleeting and powerless in the face of your light. Remember that the Creator's love for you is unshakable, and His light within you is eternal. When you stand in that light, their cruelty becomes insignificant, a mere shadow that cannot touch the core of who you are. Let your light shine boldly, for it is stronger than any darkness they could ever bring. As we reach the end of this message, let the truths we've explored anchor your heart and soul. The cruelty you've endured does not define you, nor does it determine your future. The shadows they cast are not yours to carry, for divine justice ensures that every deed, every word, and every intention is accounted for. The one who governs the universe sees your pain, holds your tears, and promises restoration beyond what you can imagine. Their actions are etched into their souls, their shadows inescapable, and their consequences inevitable. But your light, your divine essence, gifted by the Creator, remains untouched by their darkness. The power of letting go, the strength to rise above, and the reassurance that justice belongs to the divine, all serve to remind you that you are not alone in your struggle. Your journey is overseen by the one who turns all things toward good, who transforms pain into purpose, and who uses even the shadows to magnify His glory. Now, as you move forward, release that cruelty from your heart. Stand firm in your faith, trusting that the Creator's justice is perfect and His timing precise. Walk boldly in your light, knowing it is stronger than any darkness they could ever bring. Their shadows will follow them forever, but you are called to walk in the freedom of love, grace, and unshakable hope. You are not a victim of their actions, you are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the boundless power of God's love. Trust in Him and let your light shine, for in His hands your story is one of triumph, healing, and eternal purpose.